What's going on YouTube, and Happy New Year. Let me tell you, Lumix is about to release in either an S1 follow-up, S1R, or an S1H. My thoughts, damn, we already have so many features. If you're an S5 user, what else do you need? Well, I mean, I can complain a little bit. I came from the S1, but this is what I'm talking about. Regardless of what they put out, they have put out a patent for internal NDs recently. I've seen some of the specs, people are all over the place with this shit. I really don't care if it's like 8K. At this point, I don't really need 8K. I don't even want to know what it's like to like edit 8K on my Mac, like at all. Like when I deal with 6K footage, I'm just like, holy shit. And then when I'm dealing with the S5 when I linked up my SSD and start recording at like 400 megabits per second, and even in some of the codecs, I think it's up to like 600, maybe 800. The way my GPU and all that is set up, I ain't really ready for all that. And I know we can use proxies and stuff, but imagine an S1H that's pretty much a GH7, but full frame with an optical low pass filter, internal NDs, the best image stabilization, and a new phase detect autofocus that they have. Okay, cool. What else do you really need? 8K, like I just said, no. Now 6K, give me 48, fine. You give me 60, shit, great. 4K, I don't need 120. I'm not a big slow motion guy like that. Like I can care less. I know that's went like crazy popular on YouTube. 4K 120, oh, it's so smooth and buttery. The hell with that shit. I like things to be a little bit more realistic, and if I can slow it down and it just has like a little bit more of a dramatic effect or a little bounce to my project, great, I'll be cool with that. So if you're looking for specs and you're being real, you guys, like when it comes to Lumix, they give you everything. And like I mentioned, if I can get internal NDs, I can keep the same image stabilization. The new phase detect they got, maybe it gets a little better. Maybe they give you a little bit more tracking features and stuff like that. I would be cool with this camera. The optical low pass filter is something that I'm really interested in because I see Blackmagic uses it. And that's like the biggest difference that I see between like Blackmagic and Lumix is this, what they're doing with the optical low pass filter and the way their image looks and like the roll off with highlights and shadows. But even when you're dealing with Blackmagic, when you're pushing up in ISOs, they are not typically the best camera. And the lack of features like image stabilization and stuff like that, it is truly like a camera with the pixels that you have to be modular with. So Lumix also just recently put out a patent for a box style camera. Now it looks very basic like the B S1H, but I don't believe that's what they're going to put out, especially knowing that the Pixis just put out a camera that has like a screen on the left side of it, and they have some great features. I do see Lumix putting out something similar to the BSH1, putting an external monitor on it, or having a screen that's kind of similar to the Komodo, but having the features that we're talking about and that we're expecting from Lumix. Lumix does it right. They're not a camera company that's going to constantly put out new bodies every couple of years. Like the amount of features that they're giving us, honestly, these cameras are good for their next, like since the S1 and the S1H was out, like these are 5-6-year-old camera bodies. Stuff is just now catching up to it right now. So be aware. I hope Lumix just does an S1R, maybe an S1H, and an S1HX or something. I don't know what they're going to do with the S1. I would love for them to bring it back out because that's what brought me to them. But their cameras are so close with features that I don't understand having all the bodies. Like if they can minimize it and have a couple hybrids and one that's pretty much video focused, that's exactly what I'm going for. At this point, we're having my S1, my S5 my S5 I don't need another the hybrid camera. Like if I can get something that's purely video focused, this is actually what I'm going to work with.